Hi, I'm Luke. Today on Auto Darts, I'm going to show you some footage and talk about my trip down to the San Diego Nerf Club, home of some of the finest Nerfers I've ever met. Let's get going. Go, 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 go.
Luke, can we take this?
Yep.
Yeah, Kevin, stay
What do we got?
Gotcha. Yeah, there is.
Oh, nice shot, nice shot!
Dude, nice.
Center, center!
Oh, Kyle's moving this way. They are shooting this way.
My buddy Eli lives down in San Diego, and he was kind enough to put me up in his house for a few nights when I went down to visit the San Diego Nerf Club. San Diego has a thriving Nerf community for a variety of reasons. You have beautiful weather year-round, and you have a nice active community with a lot of good venues to play at. I went down for 2 full days of gaming, a little bit of filming, and just hanging out and having some fun. Since I was missing End War this year, I really have made extra effort to get out to other Nerf clubs around the country. I was able to make it out to Drax in the East Coast in Georgia, and then this one down to San Diego. I also made it to the Bay Area about a month and a half ago, and hoping to make it back down to the Bay Area one more time this year if I can. The people at this club were a pleasure to be with. I got to meet a lot of new faces and see some old ones. There were a couple down from the Bay Area as well, and I had a really, really good time. I wanted to say thank you to the entire San Diego Nerf Club for having me down and showing me such a good time. I would gladly go down again, and I'm hoping to make San Diego an annual trip at the minimum. Eli Wu handed this to me right when I showed up at his house, and I spent the entire weekend playing with Momentum. I also got the chance to play more with the Worker Nightingale, which I've been very impressed with. You may notice this one's missing some pieces. That's because I'm finalizing the printed cage for this one, for those that want to tweak and change their setups a bit. And we have a few other mods coming for this as well. I also got to check out Impulse, which is Eli Wu's AEG blaster, and it's a 8.5 pound or 6.5 pound powerhouse beast of a blaster. Separate video on that. We'll put that down in the description. Not sure of the timing, whether this will go up before that one, but we'll make sure it's down there as well. So that's either coming up or available to watch now. We played 2 full days of games, and day 1 was one of the most incredible locations I've ever played at, in my opinion. It was a church. The church has a large gymnasium in the center with multiple doors to enter and exit, and then around the gymnasium are a myriad of paths and corridors, and all of the corridors had these great little cubbies that you could hide behind. And honestly, I couldn't have come up with a more fun course to play. We additionally got to play around the entire perimeter of the building. So you had this sort of like assault inside with respawns outside, and we played a variety of different game types, and it really proved to be a fun course to play with. Day 2, our game was at an airsoft field, so that was a completely new experience for me as well. I have played airsoft both indoors and outdoors, but I've never played Nerf on an airsoft field. With a 200 FPS blaster, I was very competitive with this, and we got to play in a variety of terrains, hills and crags, and crashed down planes and buildings and bunkers, and every other thing you could possibly imagine. It was a pretty elaborate field, and it made for a lot of fun, both in these great long distance exchanges and close quarters battles as well. I wasn't feeling all that well on day 2, unfortunately, so I only got to play about the first half to 2/3 of the day. I did end up sitting out a couple rounds, which is really not my style. I normally play every second of Nerf that I can get in, but I think with the heat and just not feeling perfect, I ended up lying on the dirt, just relaxing and trying to cool off. Ultimately, it was a really fun field to play at. Playing at an airsoft field, even with these high-power blasters, is really a different kind of game. You have to be much more aware of your surroundings. You have to be careful you don't clip yourself on glass and metal and sharp rocks and things like that. It's definitely a game that's more about awareness and a little bit more serious play just because of the level of the terrain and the field you're actually playing in. I had a really great time visiting. Thank you again to Eli and everybody down at the San Diego Nerf Club. I will link them down in the description as well. If you're ever down in the San Diego area, they have a very active Nerf scene. It seems like they generally have 2 games or more a month, and I look forward to coming back sometime soon. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm out of darts.